Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Weekly Builds, and as you can see in front of me today, I have the brand new LEGO Creator Retro Camera. This is set number 31147, rated 8+, and as you can see, it retails for $16.99, but I managed to get it for $13.98 here at Game in the UK. Day one purchase, day one release, and it was already on sale. Plus, if you're a Game Elite member, you get double points as well, so you can use those to eventually turn into discount vouchers and things to get more money off LEGO, and that's exactly what I'll be doing. Of course, this is a 3-in-1 set, so here are the three builds. You've got the main one being the retro camera, which is the one that I'm going to be building today. Then you've got a little camcorder and this TV. This TV is definitely the weaker build out of the three. The camcorder is pretty decent, but I'm only going to build the main camera. I'm not that interested in the other two, but yeah, I think that one's probably the weakest. And on top of the box, it just shows the alternate builds again, with one of the little window elements there being used for various different things throughout the builds, although sadly that isn't a print, it is a sticker. If only it were prints, eh? That would have been much nicer. But that fabric strap, a very nice inclusion. So let's open it up and see what's inside. So I'm going to be really weird. Instead of using the thumb tabs, I'm going to open it this way, which is how I prefer to open the LEGO boxes. And if you think about it, this is how they seal the boxes in the factory. Obviously they put the glue along and everything. Ta-da! So there's what we've got, and of course this is a 3-in-1 set, so the bags aren't numbered obviously, as it wouldn't really make sense depending on what build you wanted to do first. So it is going to be a bit of a free-for-all. You have to open all the parts up at once and go from there. And I'm guessing inside this box is the little fabric strap, so that'd be good. And of course we've got this large piece here, which is going to be used to represent the main portion of the camera lens, which is just a Technic wheel element. And we get 3 instruction booklets for the builds. And now look at that, this is the first one we're going to be using because it's for the main camera, obviously. Here's the one for the little TV. I guess it's supposed to be like an old school portable TV. And then this one is for the camcorder. Again, decent, but I'm not that interested in it. And of course, here's the sticker sheet. These are clear back stickers, so not everyone's favourite. If only they were prints, eh? That would have been so much nicer. And there is nothing else in the box. So since I don't need these 2 instruction booklets, I'm just going to set those to one side because of course I'm building the main camera. And if you want some bonus insider points, scan your QR code on your LEGO instructions and you should get 20 points for scanning and registering your set. That's good. Right, I'm going to get to work opening these bags and build the camera. And there are 4 bags in total, although 2 of them are pretty small. "74 steps later and the camera is complete." Now, I'm a bit of a slow builder and obviously all the parts are mixed, so that kind of slowed me down. And I was watching YouTube at the same time, but it took me about half an hour to put this thing together. And I am quite impressed with it, actually. And whilst we're here, here are the leftover parts from this set. Nothing too special, but I thought I'd show them anyway. So now that I've finished the build, what do I think of it? I mean, first of all, I just really like it. It's like the right size, almost 1-to-1 scale, I would say. It's got some weight to it as well, so it kind of feels heavy. It's not just completely light and everything. Obviously, you've got the 2 little film canisters there with pictures of some recent LEGO Creator sets. That's a nice touch. Although the clear back stickers, not the most fun. And in some of them, you can kind of see the residue appearing through, like just in the background, especially with the giraffe there. Obviously, they're not completely... Yeah, so I mean, it's just a nitpick. Prints would have been better, but it's a nice thing to have. Although, another thing with the film canisters, if I just show you quickly, of course you can fit one of them inside, and you can open up the camera back. Ta-da! Spoilers! We'll talk about the colours in a minute, but it just fits perfectly in there. But I wish you could fit the second one in. I know it's not the most realistic thing, but just like a storage point of view, just to keep them safe and together, I thought, oh, okay, maybe I can fit it in upside down. That's fine, but yeah, then I can't close the door, obviously. So one can go in there, and the other one just has to kind of sit loosely on your shelf or whatever. But for me personally, I would have liked to just been able to keep it in there, because I don't really care for these. I just care about the main camera itself. But I was going to say, whilst we're on the topic of the back of the camera, let's talk about it. And as you can see, the door broke off, and this kind of gets stuck in there just a little bit, so you kind of have to tip it out and it pulls out easier that way. But with the door off, I guess it's easier access to see inside these lovely colours with the bright blue and the red there. Now, the only reason why I can think LEGO did this was to make it easier to put together, because as you saw, there are no numbered bags. All the parts you kind of have to empty out and then build from there. And if they're all in black and grey, it might make it a bit more difficult. So it's just to kind of help you visualize where things go. But all these parts do exist in black and grey, for example. So if you really wanted to, you could do it so it wouldn't be so horrible like this. But I mean, you only really see this from the inside, and I'll be honest with you, I'm never going to look in here. Once I've closed it up, I'm just not. But yeah, it does kind of look a little bit jarring. Although if I put the door back on, which is just kind of this bar and clip, so it does fit nice and snug, and it is kind of locked in place by that one stud there. You've got a little bit of a handle, obviously. You can kind of see the colours peering through here, and then slightly just see behind the lens there. I mean, it's, you know, you're not really going to be looking at that. It's not that obvious. I mean, you might complain about the gap being too big there, or the colours of the Technic pins. They don't bother me too much, but I think the blue, like the red is fine, because I think the red is just, it's more of a realistic colour to me, but the bright blue doesn't seem right for a camera of this period. I mean, I'm no camera photography expert. I know pretty much nothing about them, but I do love the way these classic cameras look. So that's why I wanted to get this set, and yeah, it just feels right in the hand, you know. And even these things, like, they don't do anything, but I guess you could count them as play features, because there is some resistance and it feels like you're actually doing something with all of these. They're not just free spinning, like there is, yeah, there's some friction in there, so it feels like you really got something going on. And there is a viewfinder, but I mean, I don't think it's going to pick up too well on my camera here, but you can look through and obviously out through the other side there. Of course, all you can kind of see some colours through there. It's a very narrow gap, but it's nice that they actually managed to include that. Moving around to the front, and it's, you know, you look at it, you know exactly what this is supposed to be. Just a classic vintage camera. Some people might not like the studs on there, but I think it just adds to the whole classic vibe of it. Sure, they could have found a way to tile this off quite easily using 2x4 tiles. You know, that would fit there. So again, if you want to do that, it is possible. Same with on the back. Well, the back might be a bit more difficult to tile off without making it a bit thicker on there. But these studs here, you could easily swap those out for tiles if you wanted to. And as you've seen here, the strap. Now, when I opened this, it did disappoint me a little bit. I thought the quality would be a bit better. It feels a little bit thin, a little bit cheap. But I mean, they didn't need to include this at all. But I'm not going to complain about it too much. And it does fit well, you know. I could just put it on my hand and, you know, it does fit. And there we go. The camera is safe in my hands and I can snap away taking my photos. Although if you don't want it on, you can easily take it off and it'll be fine without it. This set has a retail price of around £18, £17 here in the UK, but I managed to get it for 14, which it probably will go down to £14 on Amazon or Argos, for example, or Game, where I got it from. But I think even at full price, I would have happily paid it, because I like it, this is for me, and I really can't complain too much about it, if I'm honest. Sure, prints would have been nicer. That's really about it. Maybe some of the colours, not so bright. But otherwise, it's one of the best LEGO Creator 3-in-1 sets I think I've ever built. And I've only built the main model. One thing I will say though, is I wish you could easily detach the lens. You can kind of take it off, but you're not really meant to. It's not designed to, and it kind of comes off in like 3 bits. Like, oh, that bit comes off. And when I was building it, I was thinking, oh, okay, I will be able to detach the lens. Like, it would just look cool, maybe. But then like, you got that, and yeah, so it's not designed to come off, which, you know, I guess it doesn't need to, but I'm sure they could have found a way to attach it so it could come off and on. So let me know what you guys think. Have you got this set? Will you be planning to get it? Are you a camera enthusiast? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends.